My friends, today is all about Eternaland. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. As you progress through the story questline, you will get the quest Eternaland 1, which will introduce you to Eternaland. And to get to Eternaland, check for Eternaland up here, and click Enter Eternaland. Eternaland is your private island that lasts eternally. It's a place where you can build and hang out during and between seasons.
Beautiful place. Even the air tastes sweeter.
There are 2 currencies for building and decorating in Eternaland: Astral Sand and Astrealite. And Astral Sand, which is the easier one to get, you can get by selling items that you have gathered, planted or fished in Eternaland. And you can also sell spare season items like materials and deviations. However, we have not received any official information about what will happen to the deviations when the season ends, so I think it's better to keep them for now until we find out more. And you can use Astral Sand to buy items in the shop, and to place building blocks and furniture. And people who have bought the Meta Pass get the 10% discount on building cost with Astral Sand. Astrealite, the other currency, is for buying rare items like stones or trees. And you can get Astrealite and additional Astral Sand by completing weekly orders, which involve providing specific items like plants or fish. And if you dislike an order, you can refresh it by clicking the garbage icon and wait 15 minutes, or 5 minutes if you have an active Meta Pass. So what can you build in Eternaland? You can build most things like in the season world. However, compared to the season world, physics do not affect building in Eternaland, so you don't need support pillars, and there is also no height limit. As you can see here, you can build using territory cosmetics bought in the cash shop. And another interesting thing is that you can also use these in your friends Eternaland, and it also works in the season world. The build menu has a manage share option, and it allows you to share these cosmetics with up to 4 friends, and that is pretty convenient. And in order to share it, you need to build the item in your friend's territory, and the friend you share the cosmetic with will be displayed here. And if you remove the item from the territory, your friend will be removed from this list. And you can also place the individual furniture that you have looted in the season world in your Eternaland. One thing that is worth to mention is that you can save a blueprint of what you build in Eternaland, but this blueprint cannot be used in the season world. If you see here, it says Eternaland exclusive, and it means that the blueprint can only be used in Eternaland. And it is important to know before spending a lot of time in Eternaland to create the house to use in the season, and then find out that it is not possible. However, if you save the blueprint of a house that you created in the season world, then it can be created both in Eternaland and in the season. You can customize your Eternaland with different permissions. If you go to Manage, and then Manage Eternaland, and here you can change things like access permissions, change the weather, enable PvP, and change survival settings. Next to Manage Eternaland, you have Guest Permissions. And here you can set permissions for your friends and guests, allowing them to, for example, use facilities and to build in your Eternaland. And you can also deny access to people here. Also remember, there is 1 Eternaland per character, so if you have multiple characters, each of them will have their own Eternaland. So this is important, since we are in an ongoing season, we can currently not move anything to Eternaland. We can use the items that we have equipped, like weapons and fishing rods, but we cannot store them here. As we can see here, the storage crate can only store Eternaland outputs. However, if we have found any furniture out in the world, then we can place them in Eternaland. And we can also build with the formulas that we have found with Astral Sand. After the season ends, there are some items that will be moved to the Eternaland depot. And these are things like weapons, armor, and materials like ammunition and medicine. Other things will be inherited to the next season. Our precious Starchrome, Sproutless, and Christian will be kept. But an important note, the energy links will be wiped. But my friends, the most crucial things like blueprints and fragments, and weapon accessories and mods, and cosmetics, and story progress will be inherited to the next season. So this is it. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day.